Matrix Unveiled, A Journey Through Forbidden Knowledge, Part 20. What if your thoughts were not truly your own? What if every belief, every memory, and every emotion you experience had been carefully manipulated without your awareness? For decades, the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world have waged a secret war not with guns or bombs, but with something far more insidious: mind control. From the chilling experiments of MKUltra to the hidden influence of Monarch Programming, the elites have sought to fracture human consciousness, reshape reality, and manufacture absolute obedience. And while the official narrative claims these experiments ended in the 1970s, the truth is far darker. The techniques pioneered in secret CIA laboratories are still being used today, hidden in plain sight. Through mass media, digital surveillance, pharmaceuticals, and AI-driven algorithms, the war on free thought has evolved into the greatest psychological operation in human history. Are you still in control of your mind? Or have you already been programmed? Welcome to Positive Vortex. Brace yourself. The truth is far more disturbing than you could ever imagine. The dark reality of CIA mind control experiments. For centuries, those in power have sought not just control over lands, resources, and economies, but over minds themselves. The greatest weapon in the hands of the elite is not a gun, bomb, or army, but the ability to manipulate human thought, behavior, and perception. What if your reality was not your own? What if the choices you make, the emotions you feel, and even the memories you cherish could be altered, erased, or programmed? The CIA's MKUltra program was not just an experiment, it was a war on human free will. The shocking part? While officially shut down, its influence never truly ended. Instead, the same techniques have evolved, hidden behind new scientific discoveries, psychiatric treatments, digital surveillance, and media influence. The secret war for human consciousness. For thousands of years, ancient rulers, religious leaders, and warlords understood a critical truth: if you control the mind, you control the person. The Catholic Church used centuries of doctrine to enforce obedience and control populations. The Nazis used propaganda to turn an entire nation into unquestioning followers of Hitler's ideology. The Soviets implemented psychological warfare to brainwash their citizens into blind allegiance. Modern governments use mass media, psychological operations, and digital technology to shape public perception without people even realizing it. But no single organization in history has done more to understand, develop, and weaponize mind control than the CIA. Their secret projects, hidden under layers of classified documents, black budget funding, and deception, paved the way for the most sinister form of warfare imaginable: the war on free thought. Project MKUltra, the nightmare of human experimentation. You can do things to the human mind through drugs, hypnosis, trauma, and repetition that you would never believe. CIA scientist, anonymous testimony from declassified MKUltra documents. The origins of MKUltra. The roots of MKUltra stretch back to the end of World War II, when the US intelligence community became obsessed with defeating Soviet, Chinese, and North Korean mind control techniques. The excuse given to the public was that America needed countermeasures against foreign brainwashing methods. However, the real agenda was far darker: to develop techniques that could erase and replace memories. To create sleeper agents who could kill on command without conscious awareness. To find ways to control human behavior through drugs, hypnosis, and trauma-based conditioning. How it began. In 1953, CIA Director Alan Dulles authorized MKUltra, placing chemist Dr. Sidney Gottlieb in charge. The project involved 149 sub-projects conducted across 80-plus institutions, including top universities, prisons, hospitals, and military bases. Thousands of subjects, including prisoners, mental patients, soldiers, and even ordinary citizens, were used as test subjects without their knowledge or consent. Many were subjected to trauma, drugs, electroshock, isolation, and extreme psychological manipulation. Horrific experiments under MKUltra. The techniques developed under MKUltra included some of the most inhumane, illegal, and morally disturbing experiments ever conducted. 1. Mass drug experiments. Test subjects were given LSD, mescaline, and other hallucinogens in extreme doses. Many were kept in drug-induced states for days, weeks, or even months. Some suffered permanent brain damage, amnesia, or complete psychological breakdowns. Prisoners, mental patients, and even unwitting civilians were dosed without their knowledge. Dr. Frank Olson, a scientist involved in the project, was dosed with LSD without his consent and later fell from a hotel window. His death remained suspicious. 2. Hypnosis and programming. Subjects were hypnotized and given post-hypnotic suggestions to obey orders without question. The CIA wanted to see if they could create sleeper assassins who would execute tasks and then forget what they had done. Experiments included testing whether someone could be hypnotized to kill their own family members without resistance. 3. Electroshock and memory wiping. High-voltage shocks were used to erase memories and rewire the brain. Some patients lost all sense of their past, including their names and identities. Others became permanently mentally disabled. The CIA experimented on children, hoping to completely erase personalities and create programmable people. 4. Sensory deprivation and isolation. Subjects were kept in dark, silent rooms for extended periods. Others were locked in water tanks floating in complete darkness and silence for days at a time. The goal was to break their will, making them easier to manipulate. 5. Psychological torture. Victims were subjected to repetitive audio loops of disturbing messages for weeks. Others were forced to watch flashing lights, disturbing images, and subliminal commands. Sleep deprivation, sexual abuse, and fear-based conditioning were common techniques. Notable MKUltra subprojects. 1. Project Artichoke. Tested whether a person could be forced to commit an assassination against their will. Explored using hypnosis and drugs to erase memories. 2. Project Bluebird. Attempted to implant false memories into subjects. Investigated hypnotic programming for secret operatives. 3. Project McDelta. Focused on overseas mind control operations. Experimented on foreign prisoners and dissidents. 4. Project McNaomi. Developed biological weapons and toxins for covert assassinations. Attempted to create poisons that could mimic natural diseases. Is MKUltra still operating today? The official narrative is that MKUltra was shut down in 1973. But what if that's just what they want you to believe? 1. Mass media and digital programming. Social media algorithms, entertainment, and news media are now the new tools of mass mind control. The goal is to manipulate public perception and suppress independent thought. 2. Smart devices and neural technology. Devices like smartphones, AI assistants, and biometric tracking are constantly monitoring human behavior. The possibility of neurological implants to influence human thought is closer than ever. 3. Modern psychiatry and pharmaceutical control. The overuse of psychiatric medications is eerily similar to MKUltra drug experiments. SSRIs, mood stabilizers, and experimental treatments may be a continuation of past research. Are we still slaves to mind control? MKUltra was never just about controlling spies or enemies. It was about creating a global system of obedience, where free thought is an illusion. The most powerful weapon is the one that does not look like a weapon at all. It is information, it is perception, and it is beliefs. How can you resist? Educate yourself. Knowledge is the first step to freedom. Question mainstream narratives. Think critically about what you are told. Protect your mind. Your thoughts are the last frontier of freedom. The war is not just for your freedom, it is for your very soul. Will you wake up? Or will you remain a programmed pawn? The hidden hand of mind control and the architecture of programming. The invisible chains of society. What if everything you know, your thoughts, your desires, your fears, were not your own? What if, from the moment you were born, a hidden system of control had been subtly shaping your reality, implanting ideas into your subconscious mind, and ensuring that you never question the world around you? This is the terrifying truth behind MKUltra, Monarch Programming, and generational trauma-based mind control, a system designed to fracture human consciousness and enslave individuals without their awareness. Now let's take you deeper into the rabbit hole than ever before. We will examine how ancient civilizations used trauma to manipulate the human mind, how these techniques evolved into MKUltra and Monarch Programming, the role of secret societies and intelligence agencies in perfecting mind control, how Hollywood, the media, and mass entertainment serve as tools for programming, how trauma-based mind control is used in elite bloodlines and secret experiments. The final goal of this system, absolute control over human consciousness. The origins of trauma-based mind control. While many people associate mind control with modern intelligence agencies, the truth is far older. The occult elite have known for thousands of years that severe trauma can be used to manipulate and fracture the human mind. The earliest known examples of trauma-based programming can be traced to 1. The Egyptian mystery schools. Ancient Egyptian priests were masters of psychological manipulation. Initiates were subjected to near-death experiences, isolation, and intense sensory deprivation to induce dissociation. The goal was to erase the initiate's old identity and install a new one that was completely obedient to the priesthood. 2. The Spanish Inquisition. The Catholic Church used torture to break people's will and force them to confess crimes they never committed. Victims often developed split personalities due to extreme trauma, an early form of Monarch Programming. 3. The Nazi human experiments. Dr. Joseph Mengele, the Angel of Death, a Nazi scientist, was one of the first to systematize mind control experiments on a massive scale. His experiments on twins, children, and prisoners revealed that severe trauma could induce dissociation, amnesia, and alternate personalities. After World War II, many of these Nazi scientists were brought to the US under Project Paperclip, where they helped develop MKUltra and Monarch Programming. MKUltra, the modern evolution of Monarch Programming. The CIA's experiments in total mind control. MKUltra was not simply an experiment, it was a covert war against human consciousness. How did MKUltra operate? 1. Selection of test subjects. The CIA targeted individuals who could be easily manipulated: orphans, mental patients, prisoners, college students, and even military personnel. Children from generationally abused families were often used because they had a high capacity for dissociation. 2. Inducing dissociation through trauma. Test subjects were subjected to horrific experiments. Electroshock therapy at near-fatal levels. Extreme sensory deprivation, weeks in total darkness, isolation tanks. Forced drugging with high doses of LSD, mescaline, and barbiturates. Physical and sexual abuse to create multiple personalities. Hypnosis and suggestive programming. 3. Creating multiple personalities, alters. Once the mind was shattered, the CIA programmers created different alter personalities within the victim. Each alter had a specific function and was activated by coded triggers, symbols, words, colors, numbers, and gestures. 4. Using mind-controlled slaves. These programmed individuals were used for assassinations, trained to kill without memory of it. Sex slavery, beta programming for blackmail operations. Espionage and infiltration, delta programming for intelligence work. False flag operations and public manipulation. Monarch Programming, the blueprint for global control. The Monarch Butterfly Connection. The Monarch Butterfly was chosen as the symbol of mind control because it undergoes complete metamorphosis, symbolizing the transformation of a victim into a programmed slave. It can pass genetic memory to its offspring, representing multi-generational programming. Victims of Monarch Programming report feeling like they are floating or fluttering due to electroshock therapy and trauma-induced dissociation. The different levels of Monarch Programming. 1. Beta Programming, sex slave conditioning. Creates mind-controlled sex slaves for elite politicians, Hollywood, and blackmail operations. Victims often wear leopard print, symbolizing their programmed status. 2. Delta Programming, assassin conditioning. Trains individuals to kill without remorse or memory. Used in military black ops, intelligence assassins, and terrorist sleeper cells. 3. Omega Programming, self-destruct conditioning. If a programmed individual begins deprogramming, they are triggered to commit suicide or self-destruct. 4. Theta Programming, psychic conditioning. Advanced programming that claims to enhance telepathic abilities for intelligence gathering. Hollywood, music and the entertainment industry, mind control on a global scale. Hollywood is one of the largest mass mind control operations on the planet. Movies, music videos, and TV shows are filled with MKUltra symbolism. Celebrities are programmed slaves, many of whom break down publicly when their programming starts to fail. Signs of a programmed celebrity breaking down. Britney Spears, public breakdown, speaking in different voices, shaved head, symbolic of a monarch reprogramming reset. Kanye West, sudden erratic behavior, hospitalization, reprogramming. Lady Gaga, constant use of monarch butterfly symbolism, dissociative interviews. Miley Cyrus, transition from innocent Disney star to hypersexualized persona, beta programming. The final goal, total human control. The ultimate goal of MKUltra and Monarch Programming is to control the masses without their awareness. The media conditions people to accept programming triggers. Vaccines, pharmaceuticals, and nanotechnology are preparing the next step, biological mind control. AI and digital surveillance will ensure that no one can escape the system. The war is not just for your body. It is for your mind, your soul, and your very perception of reality. The war for human consciousness is not a conspiracy, it is reality. And it is happening right now. They do not need chains to enslave you when they can control your mind. They do not need weapons when they can shape your perceptions. The greatest prison is the one you do not see, and the strongest form of control is the one you do not question. But here's the secret, they only have power over you if you let them. Educate yourself, knowledge is the first step to freedom. Question everything, governments, media, institutions, all serve the same hidden agenda. Take back your mind, limit your exposure to propaganda, reclaim your critical thinking, and refuse to be programmed. The war is not just for your body, it is for your soul. Now that you've seen the truth, what will you do with it? Subscribe to Positive Vortex for more deep revelations on the hidden forces controlling our world. Share this video and help awaken others. The more we expose their agenda, the less power they have. The time is now. Wake up. Resist. Reclaim your mind. Are you still asleep? Or have you finally awakened?